Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to the YKTR Project. Jordan, Simi in the building. Roll the intro.
Welcome to the Ice Project. Welcome to the Ice
Hello?
Unchained Mellow.
Beauty. Mello's just done a piss in the office. Hey, welcome back to the YKTR Project. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. On YouTube, people complaining about us placing ads. So if you don't want us to place ads, make sure you subscribe. So the old blackmail, eh, Lukey?
100.
Let's go. Jordan, Simi, what's up, my guy?
Hey, bro.
Welcome
Thanks
to
for having me,
YKTR.
brother.
Obviously, you hung around us for a while, but people that don't know you, please introduce yourself. Name, age, where you from?
My name's Jordan Simi. I'm from South Auckland in NZ. Mangere East. 29.
Is that, how old are you? Don't start the podcast with a lie. How old are you?
I'm actually 29.
You know, you don't start counting once you come from somewhere, eh?
I'm 29. My birthday was actually just a few days ago. So
Capricorn? Are you Capricorn?
yeah, Capricorn. Yeah, January the 9th. So I went up to Byron for that. But yeah, from NZ, moved over here when I was about 15. Yeah.
Why'd you move over here?
Just a few things back in NZ. It was getting pretty hectic. So I was living in Mangere East, and then the old boy was sort of just off NZ, wanted to change. You know, like back in there, it was like move to Australia is the dream. So,
It is, eh? It is. A lot of New Zealanders think,
Yeah.
fuck, if I get to Australia, like, there's more money over there.
yeah. Oh, the mines. Like, fuck. I'm going to work in Sydney with the Sydney mines.
Yeah. More money, but then come live in Sydney, beauty. Everything's expensive.
Man,
beauty.
yeah, it's crazy. Yeah. So, but I moved to Perth. Perth first.
Oh, like all the Kiwis.
Yeah. Perth was crazy, man.
So for people that don't know what Mangere East is like, do you want to explain it?
It's
rough.
It's rough as it's pretty rough. Like, but, you know, obviously, if you're from the area, if you're from there, you don't actually think it's rough at all. You know, you're just like back in that. I don't know how it is now, but you know, back in those days, I used to live in a little cul-de-sac off Rosella Road, just around the corner from De La Salle.
Yeah.
So
you didn't go La Salle, eh?
No. So I went to Papatoetoe Central.
Yeah.
And then I went there, and then went to. I got a scholarship to King's Prep.
No, you didn't.
I did, bro.
Did you actually get a scholarship?
I got a scholarship to King's Prep, King's College.
Yeah.
And it's sort of like, you know, being in Mangere East, like Rosella Road's like right over the train tracks.
Yeah, I know
at
it,
King's
yeah.
College. So it's sort of like, you look at that school like Hogwarts.
It is. It does look like Hogwarts, isn't it?
Yeah, even just the vibe, like it's just unreal, you know, coming like from the slums, and then you sort of look at the school and you're like, fuck, this is like Willy Wonka's chocolate factory. You know, they got a big brown gate around it, fence around it, you can't see in, big trees and shit.
So it's basically, if you're from Sydney, it's like putting one of the high end schools like Knox. What's the big schools around here?
Scots.
Scots, and then whacking it into Mount Druitt.
Well, it's like Kings over in Para. Like, is that'd be like that? Yeah, they got Kings here too, but yeah, Mount Druitt.
Imagine throwing like a Dessau school into like a Mount Druitt or like out Western Sydney, and that's the kind of equivalent of it.
Yeah.
And the boys rock up in Beamers and stuff as well.
Oh
eh?
man, it's crazy. Some of the boys just had too much money rocking up and like Beamers with hydraulics and stuff. But the funny thing for me was, living in Rosella, like, so where King's College was, I'd have to pass De La Salle to get to the train station. So, like, I'd always be looked at as like a sellout.
Yeah.
So, like, all my mates that I went to school with, they go, oh, you know, like, it was hard for them too, because we were always hung out, walked to school together. But then they started to pull away from me because we'd get jumped by like guys from James Cook, from La Salle.
Oh, really?
Yeah. From Otahu, because Otahu was right next door. Like the fence split King's College and Otahu College off. So my mates, like my cousins went to Otahu College. So I'd be playing tennis with with the boys from King's College, and they'd be yelling out at me, like calling me a sellout pretty much. I'd be doing this one sweating.
So obviously recent news that you've sort of just come underneath the YKTR umbrella. You're going to start your own podcast.
Yeah.
We've decided to call it Jordan's Room. Signing day, did you enjoy that? We've been talking about it for a while. Talk about our first discussions of this.
Yeah, well, like I think maybe for the past when was it, 2017 when I met you? Like, you know, I'd always, you know, always joke around and stuff, and you'd be like, no. And then, you know, I think, you know, jump on the odd, you know, vlog here and there. And, you know, and yeah, we'd been talking about it for ages. And then it wasn't until we went to Salties that day and I was like, fuck, you know, I want to have a podcast. And you go, what's your point of difference? And I went, oh, yeah, what is that?
Business.
I said, have you heard of Bitcoin? Cryptocurrency? Nah. And I said, oh, girls, you know, and then sort of, you know, we started just throwing back and forth ideas. And, you know, you said you wanted to see a bit of consistency because, you know, I got off the radar a little bit here and there, moved to Melbourne, moved to Goldie. So, yeah, so that's how it, but signing day was fucking fun, man. It was pretty cool. Like, I got into the car afterwards and I was like, like, this is going to be grouse. Like,
so me and Lukey watch a lot of content, and Call Her Daddy was kind of the motivation. I know you've sort of been studying those girls a little bit, but I just don't feel like anyone's doing that style of content here. And we go out a lot. Obviously, we hang around each other a lot. We've been out over the past fucking 5-6 years. Yeah, me and the boys, and obviously we got to meet you, and we partied together and stuff like that. And we find like a lot of the guys aren't that comfortable in talking to girls. That's like they're scared.
Yeah, no, it is, and like, I mean.
Definitely not one of your phobias, is it?
Well, yeah, when you get on the monkey juice, you just sort of like fucking, you know, chuck it out the window and see how it goes. But I sometimes I am. Sometimes I get a little bit anxious, but when I'm on the piss, I just don't give a shit. To be honest with you.
Girls are confusing, eh?
Man,
have you figured them out yet, or what?
No, beauty. I've been cheated on. I haven't figured them out at all, man. And I think that's like one of the main reasons why I'm keen to get this podcast is because I feel like the times we live in now with social media, you know, just everything's online. You can see, like, I feel like girls have this like they're on the even playing field. It's like evened it out, you know. That
it should be though. Yeah.
100% it should be. But then I feel like it's harder to talk to them now, you know, like
because they know what they want.
They know what they want, and you know, it's
they're getting head up from everyone in the DMs anyway. So you rock up to them, try and spit some chat.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, kiddies.
So I feel like, you know, it's harder now to talk to girls than it ever has been, because girls are, you know, they're on equal pay. They're killing it on social media. You know, they don't really need a man to survive. Like, not that they ever did, but that was always the stigma back in the day. So now things are changing. It's like, how do I ask this girl on a date without having a Lamborghini or the cockatoo?
Yeah. Okay, so like we've sort of had discussions. What type of questions are you going to be asking on the show? What type of girls are we going to be getting on the show? I know you've sort of touched on 10 and the Ken, but
so the type of questions I think is
it's not going to be like a full on like sex thing.
No.
We want to hear that stuff as well. And I think one thing I've noticed about you when you're out, even like when you're chatting up girls, you're still super respectful.
I
think that's important. We're not trying to
be disrespectful
to girls or use our platform to do anything like that. We just want to ask them some questions, eh?
No, I don't. I'm not really into that cringy stuff, like, you know, being disrespectful to girls. Oh, sometimes, like, the cringy stuff. But you know, I like talking to girls. I like getting an understanding of, you know, how they see things, and, you know, regarding, you know, dating. The questions I'm going to be asking is pretty much, you know, things about the do's and don'ts on dates, you know, what they look for in a man these days, maybe looking on social media, what makes them cringe.
DMs are everyone's trying to slide in DMs, eh? Like, what's the correct way to come?
Well, that's a good question. I mean, I always do the dog emoji.
Is that, why do you use dog emoji?
So you send the dog emoji, and then they'll send back a question mark, and then you go, oh, sorry, he always runs off. Anyways, how's your day going? That always works.
Does it? What's the strike rate?
Or get you blocked. Nah. I've done it once and the chick cracked up, but yeah, that's about it. But yeah, no, so just... you know, also talking about like the Sydney scene as well, because it's, you know, talking about the Sydney scene, the party life, talking to girls, like there's this weird...
Sydney's scat, eh?
It's very scat, man. It's
fun,
so
though.
secretive. It's like no one likes to show exactly what they're doing. Like, you know, and I've been I've been around billionaires. I've been around like models, Victoria's Secret parties, and like there's a part out there that people don't see, and I'm like keen to show it, just put myself out there. So
It's pretty exciting, isn't it?
yeah, man, it is.
I guess you got lined up. We've sort of talked about it's not always just going to be about like getting the biggest influencer on. It's more so just knowledge, isn't it?
Yeah, well, I think I was saying to Lukey, we've already pretty much got the audience, and I think that you guys can we can build off it through the podcast. But I think we'll get a few influencers in. And I know a few escorts, so who are friends. That's it. I didn't meet them there, but they're keen as to come on and talk about their experiences and things like that. Talking to so girls that in the social scene of Sydney that have trouble finding good guys. So Sydney's hard as well. Sydney's hard. Men wise, it's hard to find a good guy because they're fuck boys, apparently.
Yeah, 100%. So yeah, that's. Any names yet? Do you want to drop some names, or are we still trying to get that guest list together, or what?
Nah, like I've spoken to a few girls, but like I don't know. Over the past 2 days, I've sort of changed it up on sort of the direction that I was looking at going, because I don't think that we need the influencer thing. But I was talking to my friend Indy Thew. She's keen on coming on. She's a bit of a rat bag. She's funny as stunning. She's definitely in the scene in Sydney. Cool chick. So she's going to be coming on, giving us some advice on how to pull a glamour. I was talking to my friend Amira. She knows everyone in Sydney. She's fucking hilarious. She's open. She's an open book. She wants to talk about, giving guys advice. Maybe she might meet someone that follows YKTR. So, who else? Beck and Bella.
Yeah, they're fresh off The Bachelor.
Yeah, they've just been on The Batch. Still single too.
Is that what?
Fucking hell.
Is that what they call it? The Batch.
Batchies. Yeah, bro. Yeah.
A few batchies.
So they're pretty crack up. So we got on the piss with them a few times, and
yeah, they're good girls. They're actually really good girls.
Yeah, they're cool as. So getting those two on, and there's a few as well that I won't say any just until they're 100% confirmed. But I think people's idea of what sort of the podcast will go is totally different to what it'll actually be. So like I think they think that it might be like talking about sex and all this shit all the time. But
we do want to cover that side.
Oh, we definitely will. Yeah, we definitely will for sure. But I think I think it's going to entice other girls to come on board once we get those first ones out.
100%. Oh, so man who's been in a few relationships, a little bit unlucky in love. Do you want to touch on a few? You can't be asking girls about relationships and you're hiding yours. You know what I mean?
Yeah, 100%.
I feel like you got a type. There's
beautiful.
There's that.
I miss you.
Hey, there's that car meme and that car sort of veers off. And if up on the sign you said a bit of drama, you'd be taking that hard right, wouldn't you?
Man, I don't know.
You like a bit of drama, don't you?
Yeah, I do. And I always say to the boys, if it isn't toxic, then I don't want it. You know what I mean?
Why is that?
Nah, not toxic, but I like naughty girls, man. I like free spirits. So and it's always come back to bite me in the ass somehow. But so what do you want to know?
Your most recent relationship, Bonnie Anderson, pretty much living with Normie at the time.
Yeah,
pretty much woke up and you were gone.
Yeah, so Bonnie and I, she's a wild one, man. She was
speaking of free spirits, she's right up there, isn't she?
Yeah, man, she's the best. She's like when I think about her, like to put her like in the picture as like Harley Davidson, like she's just free roaming, man. She's the coolest chick as well, man. She can sing like an animal. So her and I actually met through a mutual friend, Jodie Gordon, and she.
So are they on Neighbours together?
They were sisters on Neighbours together.
Oh, okay,
yeah,
cool.
So they were sisters, and I'd always hit up Jodie and be like, "This chick's grouse." when me and my other girlfriend would break up. So just to make that clear.
Another toxic one too, wasn't she?
Oh, the best. Fucking close my eyes, I can fucking feel it. No, so she introduced us together. So I literally would just message Bonnie for like a whole year, just replying to her stories.
Oh, so you don't mind a bit of groundwork?
Oh, mate, you got to put in the work, you know.
Bit of scoping you.
So yeah, I messaged her on and off for like a year. And then, you know, one day she just hit me up before I was supposed to go on Married at First Sight. Like literally the day.
How close were you to going on Married at First Sight?
So like you asked Normie, this is like legit. Him and I, the day that Bonnie messaged me, was the day prior to him and I going to get our suits fitted to like become best men, and I've got all the emails and paperwork for it. It's fucking a giggle.
I've seen you on a promo for it. They've got a photo of your face that they've used before.
Yeah, I've got it. It's fucking cracker. I look like shit, but yeah. So Normie and I were gonna, because you could only have one best man.
Yeah,
and
how funny would that have been? Just Normie just standing down the aisle,
bro. It would have been fucking crack up, like for like, you know, all the content and stuff that we would have built from it, but. So they had planned the wedding. They had planned, you know, him and I getting our suits fitted, and they were gonna go down to next door or pub or whatever and chat. This was literally the next day. She messaged me and she goes, "Oh, you know, I'm keen to meet you finally. I'm keen to come down to Sydney, blah blah blah." Because I'd been hounding her for ages. Come down, I'll come up. It's a bit weird actually now that I say it out loud, but. It worked out. So, moral of the story, boy, she got to keep chipping away. So then, anyway, she come to Sydney with Jodes, and we just got along like a house on fire.
Oh, Siamese twins joined at the hip, weren't you?
It was fucking bad, man. I pretty much fell in love with her bloody straight out of the gate.
Yeah, it wasn't too long till you moved down to Melbourne. What was Melbourne like?
Melbourne was...
You were trapped in the house, weren't you?
Moved to again the country pretty much. So it wasn't really Melbourne, and then COVID hit straight away. So didn't really know anyone down there. Didn't get the opportunity. But Bond's family is like lovely as, you know. So I was pretty much up there all the time, getting on the piss and just having a giggle with the old boy and boxing. Learned a bit of boxing, getting beaten up from her brother and her dad. That was pretty crack up. But yeah, things didn't work out, and you know, and then just rocked up back on Normie's front door just with a car full of bloody hopes and dreams. And he goes, "No, you're sleeping in the garage for 2 weeks." But yeah, so moved back, and yeah.
Off the back of that relationship, you started painting. Why is that? And have you always been a painter?
No. So never. I've painted once, and that was at school and during detention, but never painted before. During COVID, actually, I was like, "Oh fuck, let's paint."
Were you down there in COVID? I don't feel like you were. Were you here?
No. Like COVID happened. Like it just started to roll out in Melbourne. Like,
oh yeah,
that's when it first started just rolling out, and everyone's talking about it.
Yeah,
and
actually,
shit.
you're right.
Yeah, and then. Because I moved back and he was in that, like they had just come off how we just pulled the Zion.
Yeah, that's right.
A week or few weeks later, I came back. But so, anyways, I just painted this picture for Bon, and then she's just like, "Oh, this is gun, blah blah blah," and then all the boys sort of thought it was her painting, not me. But started painting, and then
What, are you going to continue with your painting? Is this something you enjoy? I know you've gone through creative blocks.
Yeah, I'm going through one at the moment.
Why is that?
Oh, bro, I'm not too sure. I feel like so what happened was when I moved back, so I was like, I don't really care about talking about it. So I started off selling the paintings for like $100 to $300, and then money-wise, it wasn't really making sense. So I was like, fuck, I'm just going to... And then Normie got one, and, you guys started posting about it while I was in Melbourne, and then I moved back, and then I posted about more, and Normie chucked it up, all the boys chucked it up, and then I started selling the paintings for like around $1,200 each, and then people were like asking for what they wanted, like custom pieces.
Yeah.
So I was doing like 2 to 3 custom pieces a week. but some of these custom pieces were like, hey, can you fucking paint a monkey driving a car, shit like that. Like not literally, but it was just like things that weren't really my vibe and what I wasn't liking. So and I've just recently finished the ones that I had. Like I was getting like 2 to 3 a week, and it was crazy. Like,
but you felt trapped in doing that style of painting because you couldn't express yourself creatively.
Yeah, exactly, bro. It was like it wasn't my vibe. Like some of the paintings were just like out of this world. So
you're not doing any more. You're not taking any more commission work off the back of that. You're doing a few bigger pieces coming up. Yeah, it's exciting.
I found like because I've only been painting for a year and a half, so I found the longer I've started painting, the bigger the canvases I have to be because I just feel like the smaller ones is just I just can't do it anymore. Yeah, so yesterday I tried to paint the other day and it turned out in a broken canvas. I was looking out the back, chucking it around.
You get pretty angry when you start painting, eh? Like sometimes, like for me, when I watch you paint, you're on the vibe, you're in your own fucking shit, and then you're like, nah, fuck it, and you just start painting over the top of it.
Yeah, no, man, it's honestly.
Is it a bit of therapy for you?
It is, man. To be honest with you, like people ask what inspires me to paint and stuff, and I honestly, because Bonnie was there at the same time as me painting, her and I, she would always be in there with me painting. So like she was my muse for a long time. So it was hard to find like a new inspiration to like reason to paint. But I feel like I'm getting back in the groove of things, and that's like a lot of people don't understand. You know, it's like it's hard to paint all these customs. I was like painting like between 1 and 4 a week for ages when I moved here. It was just like back to back, and then sort of that breakup was pretty hard for me. So I just needed to have a bit of a break. But to be honest with you, like painting for me, I absolutely love it, and I found like it's helped me out so much with who I am as a person. It's been able to show people who I am as well. My long-term goal with painting is I'm super keen to do pop-ups in New Zealand in South Auckland, because there's a lot of creative people in being islanders, like Maoris, whatever. They're
good at something, eh?
Yeah,
they can sing instruments,
anything,
sport.
man. And in South Auckland, a lot of kids, even where you're from, potentially as well. Like a lot of kids don't get that opportunity to do that. And I know there's a lot of things in New Zealand doing that, and here and out west. But I would love to use the platform that I'm given to like help kids, be able to feel comfortable, like to step out of that.
What lessons do you learn from having a broken heart?
Don't fall in love, as Normie would say.
Are you opposed to falling in love again, or
Nah.
I feel like you're more relationship type?
Yeah, honestly, I love the idea of love. Like it's grouse, but I feel like maybe the times we live in. I was just talking about it on the phone. Like the times we live in now, it's so hard to just fall in love, man, because you're constantly reminded every day, like the grass is greener, potentially on social media, like in ads, everything. So, I think my main thing is like get yourself right first, and then, once you've ticked all those boxes, potentially
helps, doesn't it?
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I was sitting with Scope and a few of the boys the other day, and we talked about the aspect of virtual reality. So imagine, say, 10, 13 years, 15 years from now, you can put I
was talking to you about that in the office the other day.
Put a mask on. Do you reckon that would keep relationships together or break them up quicker? Because if you think about it, like technically they're not cheating on their partner, but they get to go live this other life.
Yeah.
And then say within the mode, this is what we're saying in the scope, imagine you could change the modes and you could have a mode where she's got a boyfriend and doesn't want you.
There's like 5 black guys.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would be fucking grouse. That would actually be amazing.
I was just thinking about it.
No, I think that would be an amazing idea.
Beauty, flick it to Charlotte mode. Oh, she doesn't want me. Let me chase her around.
It'd be funny, he left his VR on, and you go pick it up, and there's just a dude in the room, and you're like, oh, eh? Where's the girls?
But what was if we got to a point where? What was if we got to a point? So you had a girlfriend, and you're like, oh, here's your VR set. Instead of giving you, say, like a sex toy, here's your VR set.
Yeah.
Do what you want with it. But it's like a journal. I'll never look at it.
Yeah, I think
you'd have to be super comfortable as a bloke, in your sexuality.
Yeah, I think what I've learned, like over the past few relationships is like in New Zealand, right? You're always taught to be like this fucking strong, like controlling. Well, when I was a young kid, I was always surrounded by like Islanders and Maldives and shit, and control freaks, and aggressive as, and I'm trying to, you have to try and break out of that. So I believe that it's a good idea that would be a fucking amazing idea. Like it would be fun too.
Be interesting, wouldn't it?
It would be, and you'd probably save relationships too.
I reckon too. I think that's where the world's going, but obviously you'd have to be secure within yourself. Like she's got the VR set on. She goes, oh hey, she doesn't sound like that with me.
That could be funny. Oh, hey guys. Oh what? There's a few guys.
Okay, so a guy.
Would you look?
I don't know. Like I think there'd have to be an element of trust where you go, fuck, this is like your journal. I'll never look at it, but then. Who knows, man? If the VR set's just sitting on top of the bedroom, on top of the bed, and she's in the shower. Imagine if it was one of your mates.
You just turn it on, and there's just fucking 8 black guys in the bedroom, and you're just like, oh, Grant.
Yeah.
Grant. Oh, this is naughty. Nah.
Keep it on.
No, but then I mean, who knows, man? It's just it's so hard to say, because if the VR's there, then you always say, I wonder what it'd feel like in real life. You know what I mean? Like I wonder what it'd be like in real life.
There'd probably be something that you could put on that would feel that, I don't know.
Well, there was that
Technology's
thing
getting
I
weird,
was telling you about. There's
those
sex toys. Yeah, there's the sex toys out there. So with obviously COVID happening, there's long-term, long distance relationships happening. So there's these sex toys that are out there that the male can have a piece of it and the female can have a piece of it, and then the interaction is
feels like
they're sleeping together.
Yeah.
So I mean, me and Normie have one. No,
Few bit scared, eh? All right, so guy that gets a bit of girls, hangs around models, blah blah blah. Any tips out there right now for
knock on wood?
Man,
to be honest with you, it's like it's quantity. You just got to keep on knocking on doors. It's like real estate, right? It's just, I mean.
I remember the first time I started hanging out with Normie, and we were up at Coogee Pav, and there was this fucking glamour. She was like a 9, 10. He rocked up to her, like tried to chat her up, and she just goes, pfft. He come back and was just cracking up. I go, what happened? He goes, nah, she brushed me, and then just carried on doing this thing, and I always remember that. And and then end up getting another glamour anyway, but it's just like, who gives a fuck, eh?
I don't actually pull that many girls, believe it or not.
You got right.
I'm just joking. No, but the amount of times I've been brushed and the stigma that I let off is like I'm a fuckboy in Sydney and I'm a player and a lot of girls say, oh, it doesn't help because you hang out with Corey.
Yeah, that.
And
try having a girlfriend and go hang out with Corey for a night. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's hard, man. But like, a lot of mates of mine who have girlfriends I don't really hang out with anymore because I'm posting these reels and the stories of doom, and I was in Byron with fucking girls too, and like I won't name names, but a lot of the boys are like, oh, don't post that on Instagram. Don't post that on Instagram, man. And we had a naughty time. So you'll see it in Take Off Fridays in my reel for tomorrow.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm doing Take Off Fridays. Yeah, Take Off Fridays. I'll be posting a little reel of partying. So
All right, go. We're going to wrap that podcast there. Simi, glad to have you on board.
Thanks for having me, man. I'm excited, bro. I'm really excited.
We're deciding to design some merch exclusively for Simi's fans. Obviously, you and Scope got a little bit of thing going on. That's a bit of a battle as well. Yeah. And I think we're just going to divide that, so it's going to be good. So it's going to be the Simi gang and obviously the Degenerates.
Yeah. It's him and I have been talking about it, and we're so keen to
we're actually going to make content around these two as well. So they're going to, obviously, the challenges off the back of the 100 meters. We're going to probably let you guys decide 6 episodes, and fuck, I'd love to get like a sports bet lined up so you can actually put money on the boys, eh? They'd make money off it, fucking sports bet. Why wouldn't they do that?
Yeah, they
bet on every fucking thing else.
Yeah, 100%. Surely,
one of the boys.
And what I was going to say was time frame wise.
Yeah, obviously we're going to start once you get your guests. We're going to start filming like pretty soon, and then we'll probably try and launch around Valentine's Day. I think that gives us a month and lets us balance out our time. So
yeah, gun.
Tune in for that. My guy.
Thanks, brother.
Appreciate you.
Cheers, cuz.